I was 16 at the time. I rode the public bus to and from the school. This particular day, I had done some special effects makeup for my classes, so I had fake blood running down my face, and I couldn't be bothered to take it off before leaving school. Now, I knew that people on the bus would stare and ask questions, so I wasn't surprised when a man in his mid-30s started asking about the makeup. He asked the usual questions like, "Did you do it yourself?" So I expected the conversation to be over quickly, but boy was I wrong. This man, who said his name was Rob, started steering the conversation in strange territory, asking me if I had a boyfriend, to which I said I did, and then he asked if my boyfriend liked the makeup and if I was going to see him. I lied and said yes, he did, and that I was going to see him. Then he said with a creepy grin, "You remind me a lot of my sister." I was clueless as to what I should do, so I smiled back, and he continued and said that his sister was kind of a bitch, and went on to say that my sister was always lying about me to our family, and I had fantasies of breaking her like jewels. At this point, I was really terrified. My bus stop was like 20 minutes away, and I wanted to get out of this situation as soon as possible. Seeing that what he said was making me uncomfortable, he told me where he worked and what he did there, and I just nodded along the entire time. Closer to my bus stop, he said, "Do you want to come to my house? I have a freezer full of pizza and ice cream. Maybe we can hang out for some time." I politely declined him, saying that my boyfriend was waiting. I got off at my bus stop and speed walked to my home, all while being on a call with a friend, telling them what had happened. Things were fine after that. I changed my bus route so that I didn't run into him again. But one afternoon, I had to go to the store, and that was on the old bus route. I was nervous getting on the bus, but I became happy when I did not see Rob on there. I did my shopping, and just as I was leaving the store, I saw Rob standing by the door, staring at me. He walked towards me with a grin on his face and wrapped his hands around me. I pulled myself away from him, saying that I was busy and I have to go. He asked what I was doing and that he would tag along, but I persistently refused him, and I told him I can't, and I walked towards a neighboring store that I knew would be busy. Sure enough, Rob followed me. I walked in the heavily populated makeup aisle and kept my focus on some cheap lipstick, hoping that he would go away. But I was wrong, as Rob leaned over me, picked up a red lipstick, and whispered, "This would look really good on you. I can't wait to see you wearing it." He put the lipstick in my basket and walked out of the store. I stayed in the store for 20 more minutes after his departure, afraid to walk home alone. After mustering up some courage, I put away the basket and the lipstick and called a friend to stay on the phone until I reached home. I don't know after that if he had followed me or not, but after that day, the motion detector light on my porch started coming on quite a lot, and I started hearing knocks on my bedroom window. Thankfully, I moved, and I have not seen Rob since.